it's gonna be a cute video, and then they start watching it, and it's just
it's chaos because we're all over the place. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Shani. I make personal growth and self-development content, and today I have a very special guest. I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Hello everyone, my name is Diamond, aka the baddest.
Before you do anything, I need you to do one thing for me. Just click that subscribe button. It's gonna be on this side or this side. Okay, it's right here.
Oh my god.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Sorry. Like, comment, and subscribe, or else.
Or else. One of the things that Diamond and I bonded over is our relocation story. It's very, very, very similar, which we're getting somewhere with this. So you want to tell the people about how you ended up in this United States of America?
I was at my second boarding school, and I was about to enter SS3, which was my last year. And my mom was like, actually, we're moving to the US. And I was very upset, naturally, because why would you spring that on me?
You're about to be SS3?
Yeah.
I thought you left in SS1.
No.
Oh, wow,
I was about to be SS3. It's just my age makes it seem like.
Yeah. She was skipping grades because she's smart. It's a smarticles over here. It's a lawyer in the making over here. Okay, our future lawyer bae.
She told me around like December time, and I did everything to change this woman's mind. I stopped talking to her. I went on a hunger strike.
She tried silent treatment.
Nothing worked. She's like, yeah, we're still going. So February 15, 2015, we came to the US.
Yikes.
I hated
February?
it. Yeah. And we landed in Chicago. And you know how cold it is in Chicago?
In February?
Oh my God. I was wearing like 3 layers and I was just dying. But
and you were tiny too.
I weighed like, I think 120 at the time.
Oh Lord.
I had 0 meat on my bones.
No kneecaps.
So
what?
how dare you? I was 14.
Okay. Please proceed.
This kind of nonsense that I'm just dealing with on a daily basis. Anyway, I got enrolled in school literally the week we got here. So by the second week, I was in the US.
Dang, I at least had a month.
I had no breaks.
Oh, you were fresh off the boat. Straight to school.
I literally did not speak because every time I open my mouth, it's just my Nigerian accent.
So yeah, that's just to give you guys a background on how similar our backgrounds are. Before we get into anything, yes, we're talking about boarding school, but not everybody is Nigerian. So let's break down the Nigerian school system real quick. The Nigerian school system is a 12-year system. We have nursery. I mean, there's crèche, but not everyone goes to crèche. Crèche is like daycare for babies, and it's usually attached to a school.
Yeah.
So
they just like transition.
Yeah. So we have crèche, we have nursery, we have primary, and I think the nursery is what you guys will call pre-K or kindergarten.
Yeah.
Then primary will be elementary.
And
then
a little bit of middle school.
A little bit of middle school. And then secondary school is junior high and senior high.
Yeah.
So that's a basic explanation of the high school system. Secondary school system, because that's a different verbiage. Okay, it's not the same. We're gonna start with the basic of the basic. Did you go from primary 5 or primary 6?
Primary 5.
Same. What primary school did you go to?
Is this school in Abia State? It was a Montessori school. Montessori schools, they don't go up to primary 6. I think all the ones in Nigeria. So, and it's one of those schools that prioritize arts and other subjects. Like, it's not just like science, whatever is gonna make you a lawyer or a doctor. Like, they do other things as well.
I also went from primary 5. I went from Grace Children's School. So common entrance.
I passed my common. I actually wrote my common entrance twice. The first time was from primary 5, but I was one of the youngest in my classes. Like, I started boarding school at 8, when most people are starting like 9 or 10.
I started at 9.
And when I finished primary school, I think I was like 6, maybe 6.5. I wrote my common entrance exam. I passed. The primary school I went to had a secondary school, but they weren't allowing you to enter till you were 9. That's 3 years. I'm not waiting 3 years to get into a school. So I went to my grandparents. They were in Imo State, which is another state in the east. And they were like, oh, we know a school. My grandpa was a co-founder of one of the schools. They're like, we can get you in. But I had to take the common entrance again because I had turned 7. They were like, yeah, she can
Come on.
So
Come on in. Girl, I don't even know if I passed my common entrance exam. I just know, okay, primary 5 came around. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna do primary 6. My dad was like, oh, common entrance. The primary school I was going to, I wrote common entrance for that exam, but I kind of already knew that my future was somewhere else because the way my dad was moving, it was very shifty. I would mention the school and he would carry his face. It's looking like you're trying to ship me off.
Uh-oh.
It's looking like you're trying to ship me off. Let me tell you how brutal mine was. So my mom traveled, and then that same year I went to see her. Mind you, I turned 9 on this trip that I was going to, or I was gonna turn 9 or something like that.
When you came back, they put you in the school?
Yes. Mind you, I went to Dubai, so I'm living lavish. I'm living la vida loca. I'm feeling great. I came back, first of all, I saw a suitcase. I saw broom, hoe, cutlass, plates. You know the boarding school plates?
Yeah,
the stainless steel, the forks. I was like, what's all this stuff? What's all this stuff? I did write my common entrance as well for that school, but I was like, there's no way you're gonna drop me in this jungle. Psych! There's absolutely no way. There's no
parents, let me tell you something. You guys are evil. The way you people ship your kids off to boarding school and not telling them, because you know we wouldn't like it. That's evil. Do better in life.
You know, when I got there, the next day they cut my hair. Skin.
Oh, let me tell you what happened with mine. They did not tell me that I'm supposed to cut my hair when I go to the school. I had long hair. Like, my mom was relaxing my hair, so my hair was long. One day, my grandma, she called me one day under the pretense of braiding my hair. Next thing I know, my aunties are holding my legs down and my arms. This lady starts chopping off my hair.
Why does it have to be so brutal?
Chopping off my hair.
Why does it have to be so aggressive?
Crying. And then later that day, my uncles took me to the barber shop to cut everything off completely. And I was crying there too. And the guys at the barber shop, they were so nice. They were like, it's okay. And one of them bought me ice cream, and I love ice cream, you guys. So I was okay, but I didn't go back to that house until it was like evening.
When my brother went to the school like in the 90s, the girls were required to cut their hair from GS1 to GS3 because it was something like, oh, you won't be able to focus when you have hair. You won't be able to cope because you're in a new environment. So they had to cut it. So it wasn't necessary for me to cut my hair, but my dad was like, yeah, she's not gonna be all right, cut that stuff. And they didn't tell me until the next day. So this lady just called me, took me to the barber, had me sit down. And they didn't just cut it, they like skinned me. I was so depressed. I wore a scarf and they were like, oh, you can't wear scarves. I don't care. I'm skinned, okay? They took my Goldilocks, my hair, and it was long too. So let's go into orientation. Do you remember anything about your orientation?
I remember they gave me a uniform that was 2 sizes too big.
You had to wear a uniform in your orientation?
Orientation to the school? I don't remember that. Like, after I took my entrance exam, I think I showed up. I took the exam in the school, and then I got accepted, and then I just showed up to the school. That was it. There was no easing into it.
Oh, really?
Nothing, yeah. And they brought me in the morning, and it was during morning assembly. So I just threw on the uniform they gave me, and I went to join the line for my class.
I guess for us, we did the common entrance in the school, and the orientation was the same week. So I think we were there for 3 days.
Yeah.
It was something different. I don't think I ate. I would have been considered bougie. Ajebota. Now you're bringing me into this place with a stainless steel pot of beans.
Boarding school feels
and all of us
disgusting.
We're supposed to eat from that. I was like, no. Then we're supposed to drink water from the tap that I'm seeing spirogyra coming out of me.
Ew.
No, I was not about to eat. I was not about to drink. Ooh. And then we had the Madame Coin Coin. That's why I was asking about orientation, because I actually have a scar on my knee from a Madame Coin Coin story from orientation.
Were you guys running?
Yes! And for context, Madame Coin Coin is folklore.
A secondary school student, somehow, I don't know if she was assaulted or got in an accident or what, but on her way home from school or at the school, she died. And I guess
her
she used
shoes.
to wear heels a lot. Yeah, something about her shoes. So she visits secondary schools around Nigeria, and the only way you know is when you hear her heels going. You know, you guys know how heels sound.
At night during orientation, the soldiers would walk around in their boots, scaring us.
So let's talk about GS1 and the adjustment period. Do you guys have a grace period with your seniors? We had a grace period the first term. They weren't allowed to like punish us or send us. I mean, some people still did it anyway, but they weren't technically supposed to.
That school did not care about us, child. Just one sucked.
Did you have homesick? I was homesick a lot.
Just one, not really, because like I said, it was a church school, so a lot of people from my church were there. So at first I had a little community because, you know, my grandpa told him like take care of my granddaughter. By like my 3rd or 4th weekend, they were like, yeah, we don't care about that stuff, girl. We about to put you to work. I was fetching water for seniors. Yeah. I was carrying their things. We had a matron,
yeah.
Yeah, she was a chief matron. She was my grandma's best friend. The only good thing that lady did for me was boil hot water during when it was cold.
Hot water?
She would boil it up in her thing.
Oh,
we didn't have one of that.
Yeah,
and that was the only good thing that lady did for me.
Yeah.
Other than that, nothing.
No,
I remember
we
one time I overslept. First of all, it was the end of the school semester for my first year, one. So my grandpa's driver, he came to the school to pick us up. They couldn't find me. So by the time I woke up, they had stolen all my clothes.
Oh.
I only had my suitcase, my bucket. So I had this one dress that was really, really tight. And mind you, this is my like 8-year-old body. So I wear this tight dress. I already have curves, by the way. I wear this really tight dress. I'm running with my suitcase and my bucket. And this lady sees me and tells me to go back to my dorm. Mind you, they're looking for me. She told me to go back to my dorm, gave me scissors, and told me to cut the seams of the dress so we can go back to being the big ass, blanket ass dress. And that was the only time she let me go home.
In just one, I struggled because again, they brought me from the abroad and dumped me in the middle of nowhere in Ibadan. I had a hard time coping. I'm not even gonna lie. I struggled. I don't remember learning anything the first term. Cried a lot. I wasn't eating. I was skinny. I went home with an empty suitcase and I had typhoid.
Ooh, just one was when I first got stretch marks, but I thought it was an infection. So I went to the school nurse. And I cried. Every day I would go and cry until they sent me home for
stretch marks?
Because I really thought it was an infection. Like I was not going home. The school I went to, it was so dirty that there's an infection every semester. It's either a ringworm, athlete's foot, some kind of fungi. It was bad.
In my school, rats used to eat our feet.
Oh my God, my second boarding school.
You wake up and they're munching on your feet and you wouldn't even know they'll eat in between your toes and
they'll be like blowing air on it.
Yes, and their whiskers so you don't know.
God forbid, man. I used to put socks and wrap my feet.
They will still eat through the socks.
Yeah, but
eat through your mosquito nets. Yeah, especially after visiting day. Did you have morning duties in GS1?
No, not GS1. Actually, not at the first boarding school. The second boarding school I had morning duties, but just one, we didn't really have morning duties, I don't think. I think we weren't gonna do it. No, really.
We weren't gonna do it, to be honest.
I think it was until, I think just 3.
Oh no.
But I wasn't even doing it at that point.
Just one third term. I think even second time I had a morning duty. For everyone who's confused, a morning duty is like a chore. We're living in the dorms. No one's coming to clean that. We clean it. So they share their duties according to class. So the older you are, the lesser your duties are. But if you're also like a new student, also your duties are like less. In just one, I didn't have any duties, but just two, I was definitely sweeping the yard. We called it the quadrangle.
Damn.
And then just 3, I was sweeping the backyard. SS1, we did toilets.
Oh yeah, our school SS1.
That was nasty.
Did the toilets and the bathroom.
That was
SS3
disgusting.
was the only class without morning duty.
Yeah, because they're literally seniors.
Yeah, tell them.
Who's gonna tell them what to do? I dreaded cleaning the toilets because they were disgusting. We had 3 toilets and 3 like showers for like 20 something girls. And these toilets don't flush, like they don't have water. Yeah. So we have to get a bucket of water and sometimes you do your morning duty and you go to school, but someone will come behind you, use the toilet, and then you get in trouble. And they're like, oh, you didn't do it. It's like, no, I did it. It's like, well, if you did it and someone came and shit afterwards, that's not our business. You didn't do it, so you're getting punished. You basically have to wait for everyone to leave, but you also have to be on time to school. So you can't wait too long, but you can't leave too soon. And we're all trying to get away because these seniors will treat you like slaves. So we're all trying to like do our stuff and run out.
Second boarding school I went to, when we had like toilet duty, once we're done, we would lock it.
Ours didn't have doors.
Damn, really?
No.
We all put money together to buy a padlock and we'll close it and lock
Like
it.
if it had a door that doesn't have a handle, it's probably like just a hole, you know.
Okay.
Most people just poop with the door open. And it was through boarding school that I learned not to sit on toilets. I'm not putting my butt on any public toilets.
Absolutely not.
It's not happening. And boarding school is what terrorized me, because if you see those toilets, you wouldn't want to
Disgusting.
put your butt.
I hope
on
you're
that
not
toilet.
eating when you're watching this.
So
'cause
sorry.
it's-
Apologies.
And then the worst of the bunch, they banned them from their graduation. People will just carry your inferiority complex and come to school
Like,
and
all
then
your
lord
problems
it over these children.
In your home. That school exposed me to some experienced thieves.
You
No.
were in prison.
No, I'm serious. Anyways, guys, we're tired.
We are.
We've been talking for a while. The camera died. We charged it. Goodbye. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. If you watched it up until this point, you're a real one.
All right. Thank you
But
guys for
thank
watching.
you
Should we
so
do it, Hearts?